Hi, my name is Dan Ruel from the British Council. Can you tell me your full name, please?
My name is Dương.
Thank you. In this first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself. Let's talk about jobs. What job do you do?
I am an online designer, some website, and also a YouTube partner.
What skills do you need for your job?
The necessary skill required for my job is are designing skills such as banner and logo designing, making animations, and making videos.
Now, I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and you can make some notes if you wish. Do you understand? I'd like you to describe the job you have done that you like the most.
2 years ago, I wanted to buy a new cell phone, but I didn't have enough money, and I didn't want to borrow my parents' money, so I looked for an online job. And after a few days, I found a graphic designing job, so I applied for it and did it 3 years ago. Thought that this job was very creative. I can create many products depend on my imaginations. I can also improve my designing skill, improve my English, and I have a chance to meet a lot of interesting people around the world. My job mainly involves logo and banner designing, making some animations such as movie, cartoons, and funny videos. During my 3 years doing my job, I met a lot of customers with strange and weird demand, but I tried my best, so 90% of them was very satisfied with my product. I have been doing this job for 2 years, and I don't want to stop. I tend to continue doing my job at the university. This job can open up relationship network, help me to improve my social skills such as solving problems. So I love my job and I want to continue my job in the future.
In part 3, I'm going to ask you some questions related to the topic in part 2. First of all, let's talk about motivation. What motivates people to work?
For most people, the motivation to work is they have to work with the job with what they like. For example, I like designing things, so I have to work on designing things. I cannot be a speaker. That's the one reason. The next thing is they have to be paid well. You know that when you are satisfied with your salary, that's a lot of motivation you can get. And then finally, you have to work in the environment that you like. For example, I like working in the other country, but they set up I have to work in Vietnam, so I don't have any motivation to work.
Thank you very much. That's the end of the speaking test.
Thank you.
Congratulations! Congratulations! How was your test?
Yes, I did it pretty well.
Okay, so I hope that you did pretty well. And now let's hear some evaluation from the judge.
So Dan, what do you think of Khánh performance?
Well, first of all, before I talk about his language, I thought he was a really interesting guy, and it sounds like he's really found his passion in design. The thing that impressed me most was his grammar. He's using a really good range of grammar. He's using lots of different structures. I noticed lots of error-free sentences, so that's the thing that first struck me. The other areas, I thought his vocabulary was sufficient. I was waiting to hear those kind of less common or idiomatic words or phrases, but I didn't hear that many of them. So I'd probably recommend that he try and focus on his kind of more natural vocabulary. And pronunciation, I thought his sounds were quite clear, but the intonation, which is kind of the melody of English, I thought was a little bit flat. And I think he just needs to have maybe a Red Bull before his exam to be a bit more exciting in his intonation.
How do you feel?
I feel pretty okay right now and not really nervous.
So the evaluation is correct based on your performance, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think now you have identified what you're missing, but also your potentials and your strength.
Yes.
Okay. So just continue to make effort, and I wish you the best in your real speaking test. IELTS in the future.
Yes.
So yeah, that's it for our talk. And you know what I love the most about being a host of IELTS On the Go is that I have a lot of chances of hearing different stories from how the students, you know, pursue their dreams at the same time learn English. And I think that's really a good way to learn English while you have something you find interesting. And yes, if you have any stories about your interests, about your dreams, about how you learn English, feel free to, you know, share with us on IELTS On the Go of IELTS Face-Off VTP7. And yes, off to the studio.
All right, so guys, before we go on to tips from Dan, let's check out this clip.